Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick little video if my dogs don't make too much noise because they've been going crazy with squeaky toys. Um, but I just wanted to give a little update. I'm currently looking for a new job. I don't know if I've mentioned that in another video on this channel, but currently looking for a new job because my current job ends tomorrow, and I've kind of decided not to limit myself to this area. So if you don't know, I currently live in Michigan. I think you guys probably mostly know that. But I've kind of been looking for jobs in a couple of different places. Um, because at this point, I guess I haven't traveled anywhere since August. I'm getting kind of like antsy of like being stuck in Michigan, and I'm really like last winter I wasn't in Michigan I was only in Michigan for like 2 weeks because I was teaching English in France. So I didn't like get the full Michigan winter, and I forgot like kind of how horrible they can be. Mostly the thing for me that is the worst is like the driving in the snow. Um, I like the snow; it's pretty. I don't mind that it's cold outside. That doesn't bother me. It's not the cold and it's not the snow itself. It's the roads and how dangerous it is and it's kind of strange because I didn't have this problem when I was younger. It didn't make me nervous, but for some reason now it makes me super nervous when I'm driving in the snow. Like I'm just really freaked out, and maybe it's because I haven't had like cars that were good in the snow either. My car is not good in the snow. So I have to drive really slowly in order to be safe because if somebody stopped in front of me or something, like my car doesn't stop very quickly. So I drive really slowly in order to be able to stop in time if someone pulled out in front of me, or if someone in front of me slammed on their brakes, or whatever. Weird hair sticking up here. But anyway, I have to drive really slowly, and people are stupid and like they don't understand that. They think that people who are driving slowly in the snow are just dumb and like scared, which like is not the case. Most people who are driving slowly in the snow is because they know their car and they know that their car can't stop fast enough if they don't. And we have, horrible accidents in Michigan with the snow because people don't drive slow enough and they can't stop in time. Just last week we had like 100, I think it was 150 car pileup on the highway because the snow was so thick. Oh my gosh. Ferris, leave her alone. The snow coming down was so thick that you couldn't see. And then there was one semi truck that was jackknifed, and it caused a huge pileup because people couldn't see the semi truck until they were close enough, until they were too close to stop. And people were driving slow enough. In that visibility, you should be driving, insanely slow, like under 20 miles an hour for sure. But people still drive, 50 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour on the highway, and it's just ridiculous. Um, so, people don't understand that if you're driving slowly, it's not to be a jerk. It's because your car can't handle it if you drive faster. And people cut me off all the time, or they tailgate me. It just sucks. It's not fun because I like to try and be a responsible person, and and I am a little bit of a anxious person. I've definitely gotten better, like, of anxiety in general over the past few years, but like when it comes to driving in the snow, I just get super anxious because it feels like a real possibility that something really bad could happen. And I've had a couple, close calls kind of in the winter. I've had times where my car spun out. Um, Luckily, I was driving like in the middle of nowhere, so nobody hit me or anything. I've had times where I lost control of my car, just like, trying to brake, and I was driving too fast, and the car starts kind of going wherever it feels like, starts sliding. I've had a time where a guy stepped out in the road in front of me, and I slammed my brakes on, and the person behind me drove into a snowbank trying to avoid me because they were tailgating too close behind me to stop in time. So it's just kind of scary. I don't like it. That was a lot of rambling about the bad weather, but that's part of the reason why I was like, hey, if I'm going to look for a new job, maybe I should consider looking in other areas. So I'm not planning to move out of the country. The main reason for that is because I have dogs, to be honest. Like, and I guess I could theoretically move to Canada, but that doesn't help my problem with the snow. Um, and yeah, I honestly probably, if I didn't have dogs, I would probably be considering moving back to France or applying for the JET program in Japan, which my sister is doing currently, and she's going to be there for probably 2 years doing it. France would be kind of a possibility if I wanted to do a lot of work. So it'd be hard to find an apartment that would allow me to have my dogs. It would cost Ferris. Can you stop, please? It would cost a lot of money to get there with my 2 dogs, and a lot of apartments require you to pay like a pet deposit, even in the U.S., which is going to be annoying. But you know, it would be harder to find a place to live. It would be more expensive and more difficult to travel there. Ferris. And so that would be possible. You know, I could move to France. It would just be a lot of work and a lot more money. As far as moving to Japan, I mean, I guess that would technically be possible, but they have a quarantine because they're a rabies-free island, and I believe your dog has to be quarantined for a month. And that makes me so sad. Like, I can't imagine my poor dogs living in like a quarantine. Like, I don't know what it's like, but I imagine them being like in little like kennels and not being able to have any fun. So anyway, I just wanted to update you guys that I may possibly be moving. May not be right away. I don't really know. I've been looking at different job opportunities. I've looked at some that are in the city where I live right now. So there's a possibility I will just stay here. There's a possibility I would get a temporary job here. There's a possibility I'll get a job and stay here for several months to save up some money and then move. Or if I can't find a job somewhere else, then I'll just do that and then look later. But I've also been looking at jobs that are in Michigan on the other side of the state. And I've been looking at some jobs in Oregon, which I would really like to move there. One thing I'm a little unsure about is the rain, because I'm not a huge fan of rain, but I don't know. I think I could deal with it. I lived in Brittany in France and it rains there a ton. Oregon is supposed to be super dog friendly, which I really like. There are quite a few French immersion schools in Oregon, and I am currently looking at a job posting for being like an assistant teacher at one of those. I'm not sure, you know, if I will have that position or not, but that would be a really great job for me. I would really enjoy that. And I love the ocean, so if I could live near the ocean, that's like a bonus too. So yeah, so I'm looking at moving to Oregon. I don't really know what's going to happen with that, if that will happen or not, but it would be kind of cool to move to another state, just because I've never been. First of all, I haven't really been out west, and that would be awesome to be able to explore a new part of the country. And my stepmom, when she was younger in her 20s, and so she, you know, lived a lot of places and got to travel and see a lot of the world. She actually worked in Alaska gutting fish in a fish factory, and she still loves to travel, but she said, you know, that was a great experience for her to like live in different places, and I think that'd be kind of cool to do while I'm still younger. Yeah, so that's what's kind of going on. I've also thought about possibly the possibility of moving to Florida, but I haven't looked at any jobs there, mainly because my grandma lives there. So if I moved down there, I could possibly stay with her for a short period while I look for somewhere to live. But I haven't even, you know, talked to her about that, and that wouldn't be my first choice, because while I don't like the road conditions in the winter, I also cannot stand temperatures that are over like 85 degrees. I hate it. So Florida might be too hot for me in the summertime. But yeah, so I'm gonna be looking in Michigan for other jobs and be looking in Oregon for jobs, and that is my main focus right now. But if I came across a great job that was somewhere else, who knows where I could end up working. So I'll keep you guys updated, and that is going to be all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.